Okay, Jasmine, all done with the test for today. So what I've found today is that Jasmine's eyes are looking very healthy, so that's all good, but unfortunately she will have to wear glasses. So that's because she has a condition that's called hyperopia. You might have heard of it as long-sightedness. Does that sound familiar to you, or is that a bit unfamiliar?
So when I was younger, I was told that I was far-sighted, and the optometrist gave me some glasses, but I never really wore them. They didn't seem to make my vision much clearer.
Yeah, that's completely fine. So hyperopia just basically means that Jasmine will have a little bit more difficulty seeing things up close than to the distance. So it might explain why Jasmine's been having a bit of trouble with reading, why she's rubbing her eyes a bit. Long-sightedness is usually caused when the eye's a little bit shorter than usual, or maybe a little bit flatter than usual, but it's nothing to worry about.
Why is Jasmine's eyes shorter and flatter? Are you sure that's not a bad thing?
So you don't need to worry about it. It's very common actually. So about a quarter of all people do have some form of hyperopia. And it's quite common in children as well. It's usually just due to genetics, and I think you mentioned that you wore glasses as a child, so that would explain that. In Jasmine's case, it is important that we do correct her hyperopia to prevent her from developing headaches and eye strain and even an eye turn in the future. Do you want me to explain any of these terms to you, or are you okay with them?
Yeah, well, actually, what did you mean by an eye turn?
Well, an eye turn is just another way of saying that the muscles in both of Jasmine's eyes aren't quite working together properly. Have you ever seen someone that had crossed eyes, or maybe they had a bit of a lazy eye or something like that?
I've seen people with crossed eyes before. Are you saying that Jasmine will look like that if we don't correct her?
So Jasmine doesn't have an eye turn now, but because of her relatively high script, she is likely to get one in the future if we don't correct her, so it's very important that we do correct her with some glasses now.
Wait, so how often will Jasmine have to wear glasses?
So due to Jasmine's relatively high prescription, I would recommend that she wears her glasses all the time.
Well, I didn't have to wear mine all the time. What will happen if she doesn't wear them?
So if she doesn't wear them, it is likely she's going to have issues with reading, as well as getting some eye strain and headaches because of the extra work her eyes are going to have to do without the glasses. There are actually some studies that have shown that kids Jasmine's age with similar prescriptions that aren't corrected do tend to struggle at school if they're not wearing their glasses as well. Yeah. So it's really important that she is corrected at all times.
Okay. Well, are there any other options available? I've got friends that wear contact lenses. Can she have those instead?
So you're absolutely right. There are a number of different contact lens options available for people that don't want to wear glasses.
Yeah.
They're just not suitable for Jasmine right now due to her age. So in general, contact lenses are a good option, but they do carry a lot of responsibility that typically children aren't able to cope with until they're about 8 to 10 years old. For example, there are hygienic processes involved for contacts that need to be followed very strictly in order to avoid things like infections. So we can definitely consider contact lenses for Jasmine when she's older, just not right now.
Well, is there anything else we can do? I've heard about surgery.
So no, unfortunately, Jasmine is definitely too young at the moment for surgery, as her eyes are still growing and developing and haven't stabilised yet. So we can definitely consider it down the track when they have stabilised, but at the moment it's really not something we can consider. Is there a reason that you're not too keen on the glasses at the moment?
Well, I used to wear glasses when I was a little kid.
4 eyes, you've got 4 eyes.
Look at how big they look in those glasses.
Oh my god, he's got like bug eyes.
Well, my glasses made my eyes look big, and obviously the other kids would always point that out.
So I do understand where you're coming from, and I can reassure you that you really don't need to worry about that. You'll actually find that most kids really like wearing their glasses these days, and there's a much wider, more diverse and trendier range of frames available than, say, when you were a kid. What we can also do, if you're still really concerned about Jasmine's eyes looking big when she's wearing the glasses, is we can actually get some custom, specially designed lenses to go in her glasses. So these will make the glasses lighter, and on top of that, they'll make her eyes look a little bit less magnified. The only thing is that they are a little bit more expensive than the standard lenses. Is that something you'd think about considering?
Expensive? How much money are we talking about here?
So at our practice, we generally charge $200 for a set of custom-made lenses that we'd be putting into Jasmine's glasses. But the front of house staff have a much better idea of the exact costs. Do you have any private health insurance for Jasmine?
Yeah, we got private health insurance. I'm not sure how much we get for optical though.
Oh, well that's great. So depending on your level of cover, they may either pay a percentage or actually might pay the full amount of Jasmine's glasses. One of our staff members out the front will show you around to have a look at which frames would best suit Jasmine, and they can also go into a bit more detail about what your health cover can actually do for you in terms of those glasses.
Hi, Jasmine.
So I'll review Jasmine in 6 months' time just to see how she's going with her glasses and make sure there's nothing else that we can do for her. Does that sound okay to you?
Alright, sounds good.
Okay, fantastic. So do you have any other questions for today?
I think you've explained everything exceptionally well. Thank you, James.
No worries. Thank you, Jasmine. You've been a fantastic patient today. So now we've got to the best part of the consult. So you get to go out to the front of the shop and pick some really cool new frames for your glasses. Does that sound good? Okay, so if you just want to follow me out the front.